A 10,400 gold tank, tier 8 medium, the Starchild, a weird conglomeration of tanks. We're pulling it out today, and we're going to see if it is worth your money. Almost $50 for this tank. Well, without further ado, let's find out. Well, what about this Starchild? Should I be buying it? This KISS tank? Well, it's the M4 Sherman Hull. It is a mercenary tank. It's got the Cromwell turret, which is a tier 6. And it's got what looks like the Brusk's gun. And it is a 105. It's a 105 millimeter gun with only 280 alpha damage, which is different from the Brusk, which has 360. Interesting. But they also gave it more penetration at 232 millimeters instead of the 190. And the premium pen, which is still APCR, is 278. Absolutely crazy. And you have 3 shots in your magazine. And that's pretty cool. And 10 degrees of gun depression. Your DPM is abysmal because it's a 3-shot autoloader, only 2100 DPM with how I have it set up. But here's the big catch. We're going to look at the mobility. Here's the big catch that really makes this tank feel good, in my opinion. 56 kilometer top speed. That's pretty good. It's not A tier. Well, it might be A tier, but it's not S tier. Okay, it's not S tier. Power to weight, 19.5. Also not the greatest. So mobility's not that great, but CloneGuy, you just said. I know what I said. It is because of the terrain resistance. 0.64 on medium, 1.38 on soft. You get up to speed, and you stay there. When you turn, and you're on medium terrain, I tested. In fact, the first game you're going to see, which is supposed to be live, I did some turning while at full speed, and we were slowing down from 56 down to 52 kilometers an hour while turning. That's it. We lost 4 kilometers an hour. That's it. This tank gets to where you want it to go. Unless it's a straight line, you're beating almost every other medium tank in the game to where you want to be. It handles like a dream. And to me, that is the big catch on this tank. Now, I went with advanced concealment, I went with optics, and gun stabilizer. Alright, I don't want to be seen, and I want to see people first. And I also want to be able to hit people, and that is why I went with gun stabilizer. As for my commander is likely going to change with the update coming soon. But for now, I have Born Leader, Rapid Loading, Steady Aim, Snapshot for that gun handling on the move, Camouflage Expertise, Sixth Sense, Situation Awareness. Then I have Mark Target, so things are spotted for 3 seconds longer, so long as I'm the one who saw them. And Deadeye, 6% increase to chance of damaging enemy crew or modules, more fires, more ammo racks, more engines, so on and so forth. But likely, when Steady Aim leaves, I will be throwing on Run and Gun / Smooth Ride to make sure this tank is still hitting on the move. Because when this goes away, we want to make sure we're still hitting on the move because that's going to drop significantly. But that is how I have my tank set up, and you don't have to do the same thing, but that's how I've done it, and it's working well for me. Now, without further ado, I've got 3 fantastic replays. Let's jump into them and see what this tank does, being bottom tier every single time. This here was my first ever game in the Starchild. I pulled it out on stream for members when I was testing the new internet. We had a 1-hour stream where I played the Starchild and the Demon over and over again. And this was game number 1. And I'm kind of looking around, testing the gun depression, which I thought was 8 degrees. It's actually 10, which is very nice. And the mobility was surprised to me here. It's like, oh wow, this is pretty speedy. Because I didn't look at any of the stats when I pulled it out other than the gun. So I had no idea. I'm like, oh, look at me go. I'm going 55, 56. But this game is a fairly decent way to start. Hello, Mr. Lightning. Put 1 into him. 2. Can we put a 3rd? 3. Not too shabby. 889 damage. Now the Brusk would have only done 720 there. Of course, it would have done 720 in just 2 shots, and then would have been out of dodge. The Brusk is very good at that. I think the Brusk is going to overall be a better tank because you go in, you empty your magazine quickly, and you get out without putting much risk at yourself. There's a huge difference between 2 seconds of being exposed and 4 seconds. This tank to unload its magazine takes 4 seconds. And that's a big thing. That's twice as long. But when you're able to do it safely, we're up to 1,709 damage. And only firing standard 232 millimeters of standard penetration, as mentioned before. Hello, sir. Put one into his tracks to track him, and I try to do it again, but we are unable to, and I try yet again, and still unable to. Unfortunately, missed a pen on the first shot, so we only go 2 for 3 there in the T95 E6, who I thought was going to YOLO me, but he did not. He moved on. He's going for Artie. He's got an opening, and he did. He had an opening, but Artie nuked him, and he's dead out of the game. There you go. I put one of the AMX 105 as it went by. May as well. And right now I'm considering what to do. It's a 58 heavy. It's a mouse. Oh, should I stay? FE25B should be able to take on a mouse, no problem. But who's this guy? Mantis, is he going to try to sneak by? I figured he might. That thing's got camouflage. I might not be able to see him as he goes by. But here comes a light tank. He's driving by. One miss. Okay, well, may as well cycle the reload, which I do. And, of course, light tank comes back. We could have shot him there. But we have a T249 who's camping the base. And actually going to come in handy as he practically clips that guy out before being finished off by the Centurion 7-1, whose alpha damage with Hesh is now, what, 510? Oof! Big numbers from, or is it 515? It's something big. It's a big number. But here I thought about going in, and then I changed my mind. We're down on health, and we're down on tanks. I don't want to be part of this. So instead we'll put a free shot and bounce one shell off the Mantis, put one shell in, and boom, we put another shell in. Nice. 2 shots, 2 for 3. Unfortunate bounce the first time, but we're up to 3,000 damage in a tier 10 game. And now I'm running. That mouse is coming this way, and I'm loading my premium rounds, which have 278 millimeters of penetration. 2 millimeters more penetration than the Leopard 1 standard rounds, which is insane. And that is crazy good amount of penetration for a tier 8. Holy moly. And it's not heat. It is still APCR. So you get the 2 degrees normalization, and you can still shoot through cover. Yeah. Big fan. And fast shell velocity. But the worst thing this team could do right now is split up and let their 58 heavy get killed, which they do. And then this mouse pulling out into the field, also probably the worst thing he could do. He should hold the city. He decides not to. He wants to come towards me. And because of that, he gets shot in the side. Then he gives me his side. We bounce one off of him. Already hits him. AP pen. And we finish him off on the side of the turret. Just like that, we have 2 kills, both of which were tier 10s, meaning we're getting that level medal, whatever it's called, for killing tanks 2 tiers higher than yourself in your medium tank. Very cool medal to have. I don't have too many of those, so it's nice to pick one up. Right away, in fact. Here's the Mantis. He is a 3-shot for us. We just need to pen and hit all 3 shells, and he won't be a problem. We also beat his reload, so should we fail, we should still survive. This shouldn't be a problem. Go around the corner. Hello, sir. Pen 1. Pen 2. And we bounced the 3rd. I didn't aim it manually, and there we go. And there's Artie aiming up at us. We're going in for the ram here to finish this guy off. Can we get it? Yes, we can. He's dead. No harm, no foul. Here comes artillery. We're trying to get away from him. And we do. It's the 2-1-2A, and there's the BZ. Where's the other Artie? I don't know. But this artillery is now taking hits from my medium tank. Who's putting shells in him? There's no way he's still aiming at me, right? No, he is. He very much is still aiming at me. He does not penetrate us, luckily. And we finish off the pig, who was hell-bent on shooting me, even after I disappeared. That is the focus, and they're basically like German mains from War Thunder, all artillery players. Is that just me? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. He wouldn't have seen a Death Star 4005 slap him in the side if one slapped him in the side. But Pershing's going in. There he is. Are we going to be able to get to him? We're up to 4,400 damage. This is already going to be an ace tanker probably, and yeah, dead. T249, who's been camping in the back with thousands of games in his T249 black, finishes him off. And that's it. Solid game. 1991 base experience points, 4 kills, 2 of which against tier 10s, 1 against artillery, and then a ram kill on another tank, a tier 8, the Mantis. So really every one of our kills net us bonus experience points because Artie gets you more, tier 10s get you more, and rams get you more. So we're scraping as much experience from that game as we possibly could for the damage we did. And it is, of course, an ace tanker. Game 1 in the Starchild. Game 2 in the Starchild. Kasserine. Tier 10 game, as you can see, I was lagging. But we reconnect just in time for the game. And I am paying attention to my minimap. People tell me I don't. They'll use the circle map. You don't pay attention. I'm sitting here with a 67% win rate and being told I don't pay attention to the minimap. Can you imagine? And, and I notice my team is not going this way. And so it's like, okay, then neither shall I. We're going to alter our course and not die here. Up and over the dunes, the ridges, and so on and so forth toward the enemy. There's an AMX-30. We see him first thanks to our camouflage and our view range. We did max that out. Our camouflage is not the greatest because we were a taller tank, but it's still helpful when you have all the camouflage skills. And now we're getting targeted here, and I'm not too keen about that. I don't know by whom, and they can have plenty of people on that ridge up there aiming at us. And so I really want to be careful. And we're going to play with fire a lot this match. And that guy's like, need help. We're like, okay, we're going to go. Get spotted, light tank poked up just at the wrong time, and my gun doesn't impress there. Elevate is the better word. I couldn't elevate my gun to shoot that guy, and that's something I just figured out quickly. I believe this thing only has like 13 degrees of gun elevation. It's very... reminds me a lot of the French, or even the British light tanks. So keep that in mind. You can't get your gun up in this thing, but you can get it down. There's the IS-2 or 3-2, and there is 4005. We missed that shot, and this is where it's just like, you know what? YOLO. We hit that one, and he misses us. Nice. We're up to some damage, and there's a Tehran. Boom. Tehran is now a one-shot. And we're on our first reload of the game, up to 549 damage, and there is this MBT. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he has decided that he wants to push straight through me and get himself penned by the Death Star. Just, well done. Welcome to the game, sir. Welcome to Tier 10. He probably bought it, as he has no health left anymore, and he couldn't drive. But TVP. Oh, there's the 4005 again, and there is the Iron Rain. Put one in the Iron Rain. There's a TVP. Miss one on the Iron Rain, and hello, sir. You want to try this again? Sure. Here, have another one. Up to 1,000 damage, 4 penetrations. We go 2 for 3 again, and yet again, the 4005 does try to shoot us, and he misses. Nice. I'll take it. We'll be loaded again soon. We beat him on reload. And I'm really thinking here. How do I want to do this? There's one into the TVP. Aim for his tracks. We do get it. And we're unable to get it again. But hey, we went 3 for 3. We're up to 1,900 damage. And now I'm done with this location. Our base is lost. Unsurprising, seeing as all 15 tanks went one way. Me and my light tank were the only two who thought about going the other way. And we both bailed. And so we have all 15 tanks on one side of the map. Now this IS-3 just fires. So we're going to put one into him. I wanted to put another one in him, but there we go. There's the other shot, and another one still. 3 for 3. There goes the TNH, who did put 2 shells into him as well. But here's a T95E6, not paying attention to me, but someone else is. The TVP or someone shot me once. Oh, wow, T92 nukes the T95E6. Out of the game. There's an Avery. Avery shoots our Avery, and then our Avery shoots their Avery. It's an Avery battle. But hey, we're going to show up and do some stuff too. We're going to put one into his side, into his fuel tank actually. That one we aim for the fuel tank again. We set him on fire. He puts it out. We aim yet again for the fuel tank. Unable to set him on fire a second time, but that's okay. He's got set on fire by someone else this time. He puts it out, but not before the Avery. Well, not before he's a one-shot for the Avery. And he gets finished off, and now the game is completely tied, and I spoke too soon. We have equal health, equal tanks. Now we just have equal health, and the enemy is capping. Hello, ISM. I'm going to put one in him. Now we're going to miss, and I'm not going to bother to reload, and I'm also not going to be able to get to base. I was going to make a rush for base, but I can't with those guys there. It's not going to work out. I have to depend on my team, and I'm going to drive on now and help with this Tehran, who I believe is still alive. The 4005 might also... No, the 4005 is dead. The E3 is over here. So we just got to kill this Tehran. There's the Tehran. We're going to go wide to try to help finish him off. We go undetected. TVP goes down. Now we have a straight shot for this Tehran. We're going to get there quickly, probably before he expects it, because I don't think he knew we were here. Plus that AMX-30, he probably assumes is going to be spotting for him. And so we shouldn't be able to get the jump on him, but we are. The AMX-30 is not spotting properly. And so this is going to be a free, easy hit. Free, easy kill. Yes, we put it in. He goes down. 3,900 damage and a first kill. And this time on a tier 10. Fantastic. 1 shell into that guy's cupola. 2 shells into his cupola. Up to 4,400 damage. 18 penetrations. And still 1 kill. If we can get 1 more kill on a tier 10, we get the little medal again. Whatever you call it. And the game's not done. They're still healthy. 23% of their health left and only 4 tanks, meaning they're all about full health. So there's health left. We have 28% health with 7 tanks, so we have a lot of one-shots. This could still be close. We're kind of peeking here. I thought about going that way. I changed my mind. Don't want to get caught out. Don't want to get shot by the E3. Lo and behold, the Hawk gets spotted, and he would have spotted us if we stayed on that ridge. And so I'm glad I dropped down. The shots may not be as clean by coming this way, but it's what I want to go for. There's the E3. Just kidding. There's going to be very clean shots. 1 into his engine. 2, there's the kill. 2 kills on tier 10s. And another shot saved for the ISM, picking up 5,199 damage. Plus, we get the track on him, and he fixes it, though, so we don't get any track assist. But hey-oh, 2 kills, both of which were tier 10. So we're going to be netting a ton of experience. All that's left is the FV225, who gets killed by our Tehran. Nice. I'll take it. Again, a tier 10 game. No premium needed. 2,098 experience. Holy moly. This better be an ace. And it is. 2 ace tankers thus far in this incredible machine, the Starchild. Finally, the game that was supposed to be live for you guys, where I even outroed the video, but we'll still outro the video here when we get to it. The Starchild, tier 10 again. I'm going a direction where my team is not pushing, but I'm keeping a hand on my trigger, my metaphorical trigger. There's both a literal trigger and a metaphorical trigger in this game. My literal trigger is me shooting things, and my metaphorical trigger is me leaving this flank when I see that we're doomed, which will happen very quickly. As we come up here, we're going to use these bushes, and I'm going to try to knock down this tree. And I missed it. I'm a little bit bummed about that. And so we're going to try it again. But first, there's a light tank. Hello, sir. Let's see if we can put a shell. Well, that one misses. And I don't try again because we've got tanks crossing. We've got a Mantis. We have an E4 and a tier 9 CC. Look at this. Lower plate shot. We can go in. Then E4 crossing sideways. I mean, that's an easy penetration as well. But that first shot was very nice. Really demonstrated what you can do with 232 millimeters of standard penetration. But that's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. We did 590 damage for free. Free damage is free damage. I'm happy with that. And here we go. And now this is where I start, once I get out of range, really experimenting with the tank's mobility. And I want to see what we do. I mean, we're going slightly up a hill on medium terrain. We're going 55 kilometers an hour. We hit 56 there. And then I realized, hey, I need to do some turning. So why don't we turn a little bit here and see what we can do. There's a turn. We dropped down to 52 kilometers an hour. That's it. 52. I was like, what? That's really good. And so I decided to do it some more. Turn here, drop down to 53. Turn here, drop down to 52. Do a sharp turn, drop down to 52. 52 again. And that seems to be as far as you go down with this tank when you're turning. It's 52 kilometers an hour on medium terrain. That's really, really nice. Of course, medium terrain is very similar to hard terrain. We're not talking soft terrain here. There is no soft terrain on this map unless we go into the water. And so there's no telling how slow we will be if we do that. But upper plate shot on the Valor, even though we aimed at his lower plate. Second shell goes in, and then we don't find a third shot as he hides from us. So we're going to cycle our gun here. Yeah, there we go. Go for the reload. But a free shot again. Free is free. Anytime you can do damage without taking damage in return is a good day. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, that's why I play artillery. That's why I play Tehran. Okay. Okay. Anyway, going back to the tank that requires some skill and finesse to play, we're up to almost 1,000 damage for free. And we're not done. And there's a shot there into the equalizer. Another one in the equalizer. He goes down to the 705A. And easy fire because we have Deadeye on this tank, allowing us to pick up the fire there. We're up to 1,860 damage for free. Free damage again. Fantastic. And I'm paying attention to the Canonian Jagdpanzer over there. Paying attention to the Indian Panzer. Paying attention to this Valor. And here we go. We're going to put 3 shells into the side of his tank, but That one goes into his turret. That one goes into his side. And then he's not giving us a shot, so we go for the side turret, and that one bounces. We only go 1 for 3. Oh, we could have gone 2 for 3 there. Of course, we could have gone 3 for 3 if we aimed really, really well. But the first shot derped, and then that last shot, I took a gamble there on an orange pen mark on the side of his turret. We did not have the penetration to go through. Now, the 705A on our team is playing very timidly. This Valor has no support. Everyone's been spotted. We know where everyone is. There's no support, and our 705A is, well, a coward. So we're gonna make the play for him. That means we're probably gonna take the hit as well. Thankfully, the Valor's not looking. We put 1 shell in him, 2 shells into him, and unfortunately, the 705A picks it up, despite not deserving it, but he gets the kill. Whatever. I would have loved to get some more damage there, seeing as, you know, we did the work along with this other medium tank who pushed in with us. But the 705A picks it up, and now he's not gonna learn that the way he was playing was losing the game. But here's the Kunstpanzer, and we're going to aim up a shot here. He goes undetected. He must have stopped as that shell misses. It went super straight, super true. No hit. But this time, that one goes in. Fuel tank hit again. Can we go for the fire? Nope. No fire. Maybe we did. We got a critical hit there. I don't think it was a fire. But the Night Stalker killed him before anything ticked anyway. And so, Kunstpanzer goes down. We're up to 3,100 damage, and now we're going after the CC. He's looking for a shot. There's the E4. E4 doesn't have a shot on us now, so now we can put easy shots into here. Fuel tank, 1 hit. Not a fuel tank, that hit. Go for the fuel tank again. No fuel tank. That's okay. 3 for 3. 4,000 damage. He fires a shot, misses. He's not going to have a shot on us, and that's going to allow us to get away because he's going to give up very quickly. As already hits him, he's like, okay, not getting a shot. Moving on. So he fires at someone else. We're going to be loaded in 5 seconds, and that's going to allow us to put a shell into the side here. I was hoping he'd be dead. He's not. Okay, we'll pick it up. Boom. Dead. Out of the game. Moving on. We immediately went for the cycle, and it was a mistake because there's the object 279E. I say it was a mistake, but in reality it wasn't, because we lagged out before we would have had a shot anyway. And so we're lagged out, waiting to reconnect here, hoping that we're going to be allowed to break 5,000 damage. We're up to 4,200. We just need to put 3 shots in. Come on, game. Connect us again. There we go. We're back in. 279E there. I don't know where the bat chat is. So we're just going to close distance on this 279E. Hopefully pick up the kill on him. But there's the bat chat spot on the other side. We're going to aim up some shots here. 1 shell in, into his tracks, 300 damage. Another shell in, 293. And the last shot goes in, 271. Up to 5,079 damage. And still only 2 kills. Can we get these guys? Cobra is going to struggle versus this 279E. And I realized that our heavy tank bounces 279E. 279E pens. And I was not expecting that. Now all that's left is this bat chat. Will he survive? Will he make it out? Oh, that one misses. Can we hit this one? Oh, we miss again. Oh, and the chieftain picks him up. But it's okay. We did 5,000 damage, 2,200 assist damage, over 7,000 combined damage in a tier 10 game, not needing to fire a single premium round, 2,100. I missed it. I think it was 2,193 base experience points. Pascucci's medal, high caliber, Arson's medal. Yep, 2,193 base experience points in the Starchild. Wow, we're making money. We're making experience. And we don't have to shoot premium rounds in a medium tank when you are bottom tier, which is huge. And so somebody asked me, is this tank a money maker? I said, well, it's at 50% credit multiplier, which is at the bottom other than the FCM at tier 8. Most premium tanks have 50 or they have more other than the FCM. And so I said, I don't know that it is. But having played it, not needing to shoot premium rounds, yes, this tank is a money maker. You don't need to shoot premium rounds. And so is this tank worth 10,000 gold for a medium tank? That's expensive. And it's going to require finesse. And so I'd say it's probably not quite worth that much money. But if you're willing to fork it out, it is going to do you well as long as you play well yourself. On a scale of 1 to 10 for difficulty, I'd rate this a 7. But that is it. I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what your thoughts are on the Starchild. Is it overtuned? Is it undertuned? Well, the world may never know, because by the time that next update comes out, this tank might be obsolete because of the update. So who knows? Who knows indeed. But I'll be seeing you guys all later. Take care, everyone. And peace out.